Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review on a new Christmas movie that just came out on BET, A Christmas Lottery. Because The Christmas Lottery stars Candace Dillard from The Real Housewives of Potomac, Reginald VelJohnson, who is the dad from Family Matters, Terrell Hill, Brave Williams, and then a debut performance, and actually this is Candace's debut too, but a debut performance from Asia Ederson. So yeah, not necessarily the most star-studded cast, but a pretty subtle lineup, but still really a good, talented group of folks. So yeah, let's get into the review. So the movie starts off in New York City, where Nicole, the oldest sister, lives. She is walking into her office building on her big business boss lady stuff, talking to her assistant about booking her a flight to Bali, and that's where she's going on vacay. She's gonna have a cute little bikini to slay Instagram for days, so that's her thing. And then we see in Atlanta, that is where Candace, who is Tammy, who is played by Candace, is in Atlanta doing yoga with her boyfriend Spider. And then they get a knock at the door, and it is somebody who is trying to evict them, basically their landlord or whatever. And Spider lets Tammy know that he did not pay their rent because he used the money that she made from singing at that club to go ahead and pay down the balance on his studio bill. So, because she is trying to be a musician, so they're being evicted. And then we see in Houston, where everybody is from, Houston, Texas, that the mom and dad and their older sister, Deidre, is there at their family restaurant, and the dad is trying to get all the girls on the phone so that he can make a special announcement to everyone. Well, when he finally is able to get everyone on the phone, the girls are obviously trying to rush him off because they're going through something right now. We see Tammy is packing, she's being evicted, while while Nicole, who is played by Brave Williams, is actually leaving her office building with a box. So she's obviously been fired or laid off or something. Either way, she just lost her job today. So they're both trying to dodge the call, but their dad is he's just trying to figure it out and not paying attention to them trying to get off the phone. So he ends up letting everyone know that they won the lottery for $10 million and that he wants to wait until everyone comes home to cash in for the prize. So, of course, given the state of their lives, everyone is on their way home, and they're coming. And you can see in the oldest sister's face that she's kind of annoyed, but yeah. So then we see the older sister, Deidre, is at home with her wife, whose name is Belinda. And Belinda, her role is just the same. She plays a loving, supportive, caring wife, and added member of the family. So when I say the true Belinda fashion, I mean she will remain true to her supportive, loving self the entire time. So she's at home with her wife, and Belinda, she's sharing with Belinda how frustrated she is that her sisters never help and that they don't come home, and that she's left to deal with their mother's deteriorating health, which the dad did allude to in his conversation with his daughters earlier. But she's very frustrated with, the mom has dementia, and the dad is struggling to keep a business open as well as take care of a wife with dementia. So she is expressing her frustration to her sister and kind of resentment to her wife about her sisters and the resentment that she feels towards them. So her wife is just really like, family is important. My family hasn't wanted to be around since, we got married. So just make up with them if you can. So the next day we see Nicole shows up first to the house, and she is greeted by Belinda and Deidre at the door. They kind of have some small talk, some pleasantries, but Deidre doesn't waste any time grilling Nicole on why she wasn't able to come to her wedding and the fact that they had a wedding but she wasn't there, and Deidre doesn't leave anything unsaid. So she will say what she feels in that very moment. So she kind of gets on her sister and they start going back and forth. And then Tammy and Spider come in with all of their belongings because remember, they are being evicted. And I think the sisters kind of pick up on that too. So Spider asks if they have $60 to give to the cab driver, which is lets you know the state of their situation. If he don't have $60 to pay the cab driver, they're in a way right now. So when he comes back inside, the sisters are already getting on Tammy about borrowing money from the dad all the time and how they see all that he's sending her, and she needs to stop and be grown and all this stuff. And Tammy and Spider are both letting them know that she's trying to be a musician, and when she pops off as a singer, she will pay back everyone that she's borrowed money from. So on the one hand, I wasn't even aware at that moment that the other sisters could sing. So that, I'm just thinking like, that's Candace's little story that she about to be a singer, and now we're about to have to hear her sing throughout this whole movie. But that's not the case. So she did want to be a singer, but we really didn't get to hear her sing, but maybe like once or twice. So they also let them know in that moment that they are that they don't believe in marriage, and that the idea of marriage is some Western civilization mumbo jumbo that the government cooked up and they don't really believe in anyway. So whatever, they can't afford no ring anyway, so I'm talking about getting married for what? So at the dinner table, they are sitting in front of a delicious spread of macaroni and ham and greens, sweet potatoes, and all kinds of good stuff. It looks like, Christmas dinner. So Tammy and Spider let the family know that they are vegans and that they are not going to be able to enjoy in all of the deliciousness that is the food in front of them. Strings hanging out. Sorry, microphone. So they let them know they can't partake in any of the deliciousness that is the food that they are enjoying. And Spider remembers that he packed a bag of mush, aka quinoa mushy chickpea casserole. It was kind of gray too, and he spoons it out of the plastic bag and onto their plates, and you can just tell Tammy's face is just not here for it. And judging by the cookie that she snuck and ate while he was answering the door earlier, I don't think she's really doing the veganism thing for herself, if you know what I mean. So they start talking about the ticket, and the dad is just really excited to have everyone home. So he really is just trying to enjoy dinner, but he lets them know that he will get the ticket so that everyone can see it after dinner and after the mom's surprise. The surprise is that there are carolers that are outside waiting to sing to the mom, and the carolers happen to be her students at the music school that she teaches at, or that she used to teach at before her dementia got worse. And so the carolers usually come by every night during Christmas, and they sing to her to kind of lift her spirits up and get her in a better mood. So that was a sweet little moment that the family could share together outside listening to the kids sing. So when they come back inside, they start talking about the ticket and, how things have been going. And then the dad goes to look for the ticket and it's not there. So he comes back and he asks the mom, like, do you remember what happened to the ticket? Did you see me do anything with it? And the mom is like, yeah, I hid the ticket. So in this moment, she's lucid, and she lets everybody know that she hid the ticket and in the safest place. And the family is kind of questioning her, like, do you know what happened? And then she comes out of her lucid moment, and she lets them know that she hid the ticket so nobody would steal the money. And she obviously does not remember any part of where she hit it at, or what even where we are in this conversation anymore. So it's just a really upsetting moment for the mom. She can tell that she's done something wrong, but not exactly, she doesn't know where the ticket is or what she's done wrong. So the dad just kind of takes her upstairs and tries to calm her down, while Belinda, in true Belinda fashion, goes to make some tea, and the other sisters stay down to talk. So the sisters start talking about blaming each other for why the mom's condition has gotten worse. Why didn't anybody call me? Why haven't this? Why haven't you been home? Blah, blah, blah. So the conversation literally goes nowhere. It's just an argument. Everybody decides to call it a night, go to bed, figure it out later. So upstairs, we see Nicole on the phone with her business partner, and he is basically offering her an opportunity to get in on a partnership. And he says that we can get you $500 if you pay $500,000 up front, and then another $500,000 in a couple weeks. Then you can get in on the deal. She obviously just lost her job, so she doesn't have that kind of money right now. But then she remembers that they have this lotto money coming in, and so she lets him know, just give me a couple of days, and I'll see what I can do. Then we see Spider and Tammy in bed, and Tammy is really worried about her dad. She's just really like, we need this money so that my dad can help my mom, because he can't continue to work as hard as he is and take care of her. It's not fair. It's not going to work like that for him. And Spider is just Team Spider. He literally only cares about himself. I think we got that from when he used the rent money to pay his studio balance. Spider selfish, so I'm not really surprised that his reaction was, we need to do this for our studio type madness, So Spider's Team Spider, whatever. So he's letting her know, like, calm down, babe, it's gonna be fine, we're gonna figure it out, but we need to figure it out. So he's like, we've got some edibles if you're trying to relax, And so they eat the edibles, and then she lets him know, like, don't leave that stuff around, because my family will kill me if they find out, if these get into the wrong hands. Of course, they get into the wrong hands. Duh. So the next morning, Nicole goes to the family restaurant, and Belinda slides her over a piece of calorie-free cake. So not only is Belinda beautiful and kind and caring and supportive, she's also a wonderful cake baker with a health conscious side. It's whatever. She's like an angel all wrapped up in this person. So they're talking about, the family business, and Belinda shares with Nicole that she is grateful that their family took her in and, really accepted her to be one of their own, even putting some of her family's recipes on their menu. Really made her feel included, especially when her family cut her off after they found out she was marrying Nicole's sister, Deidre. So Nicole shares with Belinda that she feels like it is kind of out of reach for her to have both love and success in the same, I guess, lifetime, but she feels like that's not really a reality for her. So Belinda gets called away, and then in walks a handsome stud who happens to be Nicole's ex-boyfriend, Tyson, and her love interest. Obviously, she's just declared that she is looking for love, so a love interest needs to walk through the door. So they're chopping it up, they're catching up. She finds out he is a successful coach for, I think, college. I'm pretty sure college team. And she lets him know what she's been up to, vaguely, of course. And they just kind of catch up, and the spark starts to ignite. But then in walks Tyson's girlfriend, Cherry. And Cherry's name is just like the expression, just like she is peppy and perky and all Christmased up in her Christmas sweater, and trying to make him wear a Christmas sweater too. So she's trying to be cute as couple goals, and it's hilarious in that moment, but also crack face for Nicole because she thought, you know, something else. So that evening, the family goes to a fair, and it's like a carnival, a little Christmas carnival, and she sees Tyson again, and he is alone. So they have another little moment, but then again, Cherry ruins it by coming up with her sweaters and talking about taking Christmas photos, missing their little dog who, whatever. It's just extra Christmas card throw up all over yourself moments. And Nicole turns on her little petty and she's like, go ahead, do your thing, go do your little ugly Christmas sweater picture photos, even though she knows that he is feeling her and she's feeling him, but she's going to encourage him to go off with his girlfriend because again, she doesn't think that she can truly have that love and that success that she really wants. So she's kind of trying to block it at the same time. So that the family, and also there's a cameo appearance by Tracy Braxton too. So that was interesting. Okay, go Tracy, get that check, girl. So the family has some moments, and then there's a drunk Santa, and it's just a comedic moment. There's a drunk Santa, and he's cussing, and then Tammy cusses him out, and just kind of puts him in his place about being drunk around the kids. So that was cute. And then they go home, and when they get home, Spider is having some sort of battle with the Santa Claus, the inflatable Santa Claus at the house, and he's kind of like up underneath it or something. So that was kind of funny. And the sisters, Nicole and Deidre, are on the porch. They're just kind of talking about Tyson and his girlfriend, and Deidre's kind of letting Nicole know that she's not the girl for him, and why? Because you the girl for him. So they have their little sister moment, but it is short-lived because after Nicole tells Deidre that she feels like Deidre is really lucky to have what she has in a wife, and that she doesn't think that she'll be able to find the same thing, Deidre has to again cut her deep and say something personal or negative, but bring some negativity to the situation, where she's just like, well, you could if you tried, if you spent more time with your family and less time working, which is true, but it's all in the delivery. If you want people to receive things, if you really want them to know you care about them and their happiness and their well-being, then you would deliver that in a way that said so. So the two start arguing, and Tammy comes out and throws a fake snowball at them, and the three of them start arguing, and Deidre feels betrayed and really hurt that her sisters were not at her wedding, and Tammy kind of clears that situation up and lets Deidre know that if you really wanted us at your wedding, one, we wouldn't have had to find out through our dad, and two, a week after you proposed, you wouldn't have gotten married without saying anything to anyone. So you want everyone to feel bad and to be all, like to feel guilty for not coming to your wedding. But if you really wanted people at your wedding, you would have created a space for them to be there. You wouldn't have just decided that you were going to propose and then decided that a week later you were going to get married. You would have given your sisters an opportunity to be there. So she says all that truth for it to go in her sister's ear and out the other, because she literally was just like, okay, but still. So they continue arguing, and then the dad comes out and is like, you know what? I'm tired of this. Get out there and sumo wrestle. So they put on some sumo wrestling outfits, and they all get out there and they start bumping each other, and it's funny. And the little kids are coming by and they're recording them on their phones, and they all laugh about it. And I mean, it goes nowhere. They're literally just cracking jokes, bumping into each other. So then, as they're packing up and going inside, Tyson drops by again to see Miss Nicole, and he shows her a video that his little cousin or his niece or some little kid in his family made and put up on the internet or on social media of them, the sisters, doing their little sumo thing in the street. So when he comes over, they like kind of laugh about that, and they talk and have a moment about that. And then they kind of have a more serious moment, and she lets him know that she did lose her job this, just recently, and that she is hopeful, though, that the family, because their family won the lottery, she is hopeful that, everything will be all right and that she'll be fine. And then they kind of talk about them a little bit, and she's just like, I want, you have a girlfriend and I'm good. So he says that he has to go and that he'll be back later. So when she goes inside, the family is watching the news, and they see on the news that there is an unclaimed $10 million ticket out there. And if they don't claim it by December 25th at 12 o'clock p.m., which is noon, they will forfeit the $10 million altogether. So the family decides they're about to start looking for the ticket finally. So after however long it's been, too long to have lost a $10 million ticket and just now looking for it, they decide they're going to make a mad dash, and they're going to look everywhere, they're going to find the ticket, it's going to be somewhere. So they start looking. Then we see the parents are upstairs, and they're having a sweet little moment, and they're, talking about, the mom is feeling guilty because she obviously hid the ticket and can't remember where she put it, and now everybody's running around looking for it. And the dad is just reminding her that he loves her, and that no matter what, he's always going to love her. Those vows mean something to him, and he's going to love her forever. So the mom, meanwhile, mind you, when she was upstairs, she swiped those gummies, so now we know who was going to get to the gummies. But when they were all looking, she went in the room and just pocketed some gummies. So after the parents have their little sweet moment, we see Nicole in her bed, and there's some like sounds coming, like some clack clack, and it's Tyson throwing rocks at the window like it's 1985. And he says that he did that because he used to sneak into her bedroom through that window, so he was trying to be nostalgic. It's fine. So she goes downstairs and they have a talk, and he's like, oh, I want to surprise you with something. And then he pulls up a little mistletoe and he tries to kiss her, and then it's just the most awkwardest kiss ever because she like pushes back like, dude, you have a girlfriend. And he's like, oh no, I don't. I broke up with her, so because we've only been together for 6 months. So I'm like, okay, well, you just left real quick to go break up with your girlfriend, but okay. So he's like, yeah, I just broke up with her, and I don't want to be with her. I want to be with you, and I've known that since I saw you, and it's always been you. So he's like, well, how do you feel about that? And she's just, well, I want to take it slow. That's what I want to do. I like you, and I want to take it slow. So that's where they go. Okay, so the next day, we see Nicole with her business, talking on the phone to her business partner again, and possible business partner again, and he's letting her know the prices went up. It's no longer $500,000 up front and $500,000 in a couple weeks. It's $1 million up front, because these people need to know we're serious. We are all unemployed folks, and they need to know that we got money. So she's like, well, I don't have that kind of money right now, but I might have it soon. So just give me another couple days and I will see what I can do. So the whole time that she's having this conversation with him, Deidre is standing outside the door. So now Deidre is aware that her sister has lost her job, which she has not mentioned to this point to anyone in the family. And she's really only told Tyson. So she finds out that she doesn't have a job, and now she's kind of yelling at her about coming home literally again, only for the fact that she needs money. And Nicole kind of confronts Deidre like, you got a secret too. I don't know what you need this money for either, but you need the money just like we do, and you got something that you're trying to do with this money, but you're not saying either. So why is it so bad that I didn't say that I lost my job when you also have a secret that you are not sharing? So they have that moment, and then there's like some kind of noise, kind of sounding like chaos downstairs. It's really music, and the parents are downstairs dancing around in front of the Christmas tree. So apparently after they had their little sweet moment, they decided to get in on those yummy edibles, those gummy bears that they were yumming on, or maybe they had them first thing in the morning after they had breakfast. I don't know, but the parents are dancing around. They high in the living room, dancing in front of the Christmas tree. It's funny. And the sisters kind of go in on Tammy for it because she admits that they were hers. And they ain't stupid. They know they didn't bring it in here, so it must have been her. So after that, they are in the kitchen cooking breakfast, and this is when we find out that all of the sisters can sing, because they just start singing a Christmas song, and all three of them actually are really talented singers. I actually later on found out that Asia Ederson was a contestant on American Idol. I don't know if she won or not, but so yeah, at some point, yeah, they can all sing, and so they all sing. I can't remember the name of the Christmas song, but it's like, you know, that one. So they all do that little song, and it's cute. And yeah, but it's just a moment, so we all know that they can sing, and that it brought them together cooking breakfast, and you know, Spider adds a little beat to it, so it just becomes a little family moment. Then they all go into the living room, and they decide they're going to get back at this plan because it's Christmas Eve and they need to find that ticket by tomorrow. So they decide they're going to get back out here and start looking for the ticket again. So they reassign all new places to look, and everybody gets back to their mad dash looking for the ticket. The girls go to the restaurant to go look for the ticket, and they just kind of start getting into it again because they're double checking and checking each other's checks, and they're just getting into it again. So they end up having a cake fight, like, because Nicole wants to cut a piece of cake because Belinda said that it's good luck. So she wants to cut a piece of cake, and the other sisters, or not the other sisters, really Deidre, is just like, girl, that's for the homeless people that we have here for Christmas dinner tomorrow, so no, you cannot have this cake. And she closes it on top of her, and Nicole decides I've had enough, and she cuts the piece of cake and she throws it right at her. So then they start throwing cake at each other. It's a moment. Then they get a phone call from the dad to come home right away because their mom has gone missing. So all the girls, they go home, and the dad is really upset. He's just like, I called the police, and the police said to stay here, and you know, to wait and you know, to see if she comes home, and the police will be out looking for her. So the dad is just really super worried, and you know, the girls are kind of crying, and it's just a sad moment when Tyson comes in, saving the day, bringing the mom home all safe and sound and whatnot, and with the lottery ticket, because the mom was actually left the house, probably in a lucid moment, when she remembered where she hid the ticket. She hid it at the restaurant where the girls were the whole time. So Tyson's like, well, I figured wherever she might go if she were lost would be the restaurant. So that's where he went and looked for her, and that's actually where he found her. And she had hid the ticket behind the family portrait that earlier Nicole and Belinda were looking at when they were talking about the family business and, you know, how far the family has come and all that good stuff. So yeah, the whole time the lottery ticket was behind the photo, and when the mom got lost, she was actually at the restaurant, the same place that they were. So it's all, you know, good smiles and happiness and whatnot. So they are excited. They've got the ticket back. They really didn't even notice that they had the ticket back. They were so happy that they got their mom back. So then we see Spider is upstairs on the phone, talking to somebody, maybe a producer, somebody he's gonna give some money to. I'm assuming he want to give some money to. And he's talking about how the mom is a fruitcake and she lost the ticket for a while, but no worries, he's about to come into this money and it's about to be a rainy day for everybody, basically. So Tammy overhears him talking like this, and she lets him know, I'm not with it. I want to stay here with my family. I don't care what you want. I'm good here. I need to be here with my family. I don't care about that money. We care that my mom is home, and you only care that the ticket has been found. So she said all that to not even really break up with him, because then he's like, well, I don't want to stay here in Houston. And she's just like, okay, well, I might be fine, staying here without you, but I'm not going back to Atlanta. So, I thought they could have just threw a punchier line in there, something like, I'm not asking you to. Something, just to let her know, like, I don't need you, okay? You not here for my mama, you're not here for my family. I just thought she should have stuck it to him just a little bit more, but whatever, it's a Christmas movie, it's all love. So she tells him off and he go about his thing. The next morning they wake up, no ticket again, and Spider's gone. So what you think happened? Okay, exactly. Spider stole the ticket. Spider done took his butt off with that ticket and is trying to hightail it to the airport, or at least to go cash it in real quick before he gets to the airport. So once the sisters realize that he's gone, and that it probably hadn't been that long since he was gone, they just take out of the house running and just start running in any direction, I guess, after where he could have gone. I don't know, but they see him pulling his little suitcase along and they tackle him. No, Santa, drunk Santa from before, he tackles him down to the ground and helps everyone save the family's lottery ticket. So he has security come take him away, and then Tammy gets the ticket out of his bag, and her and Santa have a little flirty little wink moment, because she gave him crap earlier and now he's saving their family ticket. So yeah, maybe something will happen with that in a Christmas lottery 2, or a Christmas lottery wedding, or something they decide to do if they ever decide to sequel this crazy movie. So yeah, they get the ticket back. It's all good. And then they have a Christmas block party where the sisters are singing, and they do a little performance, and it is cute. They did a really good job. The performance went good. It was a movie performance, obviously, but it was good. It was a good song. It was good. So overall, it was a good Christmas movie. You know how some movies are good movies and they just happen to be around the holidays, and they're Christmas movies that there's some level of cheesiness expected. There's some level of, corny, not so subtle plot lines, not as, deep. That's everything that this movie was. So it was a very heartwarming. There, of course, were gaps in the plots. There was, corny moments. It was a Christmas movie. So not it was a great movie, but it was definitely a Christmas movie. Very on trend, very necessary. Perfect for BET, perfect for, an evening just flipping through and, let me catch a BET movie with some hot chocolate, and it was everything for that. So yeah, the fashions in the movie were actually really nice. Everyone looked super beautiful. Everyone's hair, makeup, everyone's outfits look really great. The scenes look really good. So overall, yeah, it was a really good Christmas movie, and I was excited about it. So there is another Christmas movie coming out this Saturday on BET, and it was this Wednesday. Either way, there's another BET movie coming out that I will be doing a review on, and dropping that really soon. So yeah, stay tuned. If you liked it, like the video. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you want to share it with your friends who like Christmas movies, just as much as I do, then share it. But come back again and, you know, talk to me in the comments. Let me know if you watched the movie, if you would watch the movie now. Yeah, let's talk. Bye, guys.